A homeless grandpa saw the grenade and ran. It was a freezing winter night on the outskirts of a quiet American town. Most people passed him without eye contact. Some pretended he wasn't there. Walter had once been a firefighter, a husband, a father. Life had taken everything except his instincts. Across the street, a black motorcycle rolled into a small apartment complex. The rider, Mike, was a heavily built biker with a rough beard and leather jacket. People in the neighborhood feared him, but they didn't know the truth. Mike was a family man. Inside that apartment were his wife, Emily, and their 2 young kids. Walter noticed something strange. A van without plates slowed down near the building. 2 masked men stepped out. One of them was holding a grenade. Walter's heart stopped. Years ago, during his service, Walter had seen that look before. This wasn't a robbery. This was a message. The men slipped into the building quietly. Walter didn't think. He moved. Ignoring the pain in his knees, he rushed across the street and banged on Mike's door with everything he had. "Open the door! Now!" he shouted. Mike opened it angrily until he saw Walter's face. "There's a grenade." "Your family is in danger," Walter said, barely breathing. Mike froze. 1 second of hesitation, and then chaos. Mike grabbed his kids, Emily followed, and they ran down the fire stairs. At the same moment, an explosion ripped through the apartment behind them. Windows shattered. Fire screamed into the night, but the family was safe. Walter, he hadn't made it far. The blast threw him against a wall. Sirens filled the air. Police! Fire trucks. Neighbors screaming. Mike ran back toward the smoke, ignoring everyone. He found Walter lying in the snow, bleeding but alive. "Why? Why?" Mike asked, holding his hand. "Why would you risk your life for us?" Walter smiled weakly. "Because someone once saved my family. I failed them later. Tonight I didn't." Walter was rushed to the hospital. Doctors said he wouldn't survive the night. But something unexpected happened. The next morning, the hospital room was full. Bikers. Dozens of them. Men people feared. Men people judged. Mike stood at the front. He told Walter's story. Turns out the grenade attack was meant for Mike's old gang enemies. The family was never supposed to be involved. The bikers didn't speak much. They just acted. They paid every medical bill. They arranged long-term care. They gave Walter a home. Not a shelter, a real one. With warmth, with dignity. Weeks later, Walter walked out of the hospital using a cane. Outside, the entire biker group waited. Mike hugged him and said, "You didn't just save my family. You changed all of us." Walter finally cried. The town that once ignored a homeless grandpa now stood silent, ashamed, inspired, and shocked. Because that night proved one thing: heroes don't always wear uniforms, and families aren't always connected by blood.